Good morning, it's Mark. I'm just back from my morning walk. One of my morning, and it's a daily habit. It doesn't matter whether it's in the morning or later in the day. I have some habits. I have a number of habits, and some of them are easy to stick with, some are hard to stick with, and some are hard to get rid of. So I want to talk today about the good and bad of habits, but focus on how to establish good ones and how to stick with them. I have a morning routine. And if you don't do your daily habit things in the morning, if you've got to noon and you haven't taken care of your daily habits, either you're a nocturnal person or you've given yourself a pass and you skip them. So what makes a habit? How do we know it's a habit? How do we form one? These are on my mind. I'm going to refer to some notes here. And the first one is a habit. Is something becoming a habit? Are we noticing it? Is it something we want? Is it something we're doing? And if we start doing it, are we liking it? Are we liking what that habit does for us? Does it give us energy? Does it give us better productivity? Does it accomplish something? Does it do something for how we feel? And do we have time to incorporate it in our daily habits? And are we doing it long enough in terms of frequency of days or weeks or months to establish, is that a good habit? Is that good for me? Or is it a negative thing I need to winnow down or eliminate completely from my daily activities? So these are questions I ask myself regularly about my habits, and that's why I have it written down, because I don't want to forget. And the other thing, and I think this is more on the negative habit thing, is something becoming a bad habit. What's the cue? Is the cue that somebody says something negative and we react in a particular way? And do we then go open the refrigerator door and eat something? As an example, that's a tough one for me. If I have a difficult day or a hard meeting, or somebody says something really cranky, or I react in a way that's cranky, I think sometimes I seek to fix that. Now, sometimes I'll fix it by going for an exhilarating walk, but it's just as easy to go to the fridge door and get some comfort food. And I mention that because I read a lot that that's a pretty common one, that we almost all do that. When we are wounded or sore or things don't work out, our habit is to go to something comfortable. And for some people, I can attest to this, that comfort is booze. It's not just foods and drugs and retail therapy and the things that we know are bad habits. Nobody says their bad habit is going to the gym to work it out. But we do these negative things. So I think we need to not just develop good habits, but we need to be watching for the things that become bad habits in our lives, that we can reduce or eliminate or refocus or reposition. So if there's a cue, what is it? What's the craving? What are we craving? Are we craving a shopping expedition? Or are we craving a visit to the fridge door? Or are we craving a walk in the outdoors? So, and again, this comes from things I've read, not from my own brilliant thoughts, but I think this is a really important one, is when we do a good habit, what's the reward? Is it just feeling good? And when we avoid a bad habit, when we don't go to the fridge door, we don't go to the shopping mall, we don't go to the liquor cabinet, what is the reward? Are we giving ourselves something deliberate and positive in terms of reinforcement? Is it some self-talk? We say nice words to ourselves. I'm a good person. I did well. Even though that thing didn't work out well today, fundamentally, I'm on the right track. Are we giving ourselves that kind of positive feedback? Or are we giving ourselves a reward that's not bad for us? Yeah. everybody understands success. We have success. We got the promotion. We got the big deal. We go for a dinner. We go buy a new suit. We go car shopping. I mean, we understand those kinds of rewards. But I think we also need to institute some rewards for not doing the habit that we're trying to break. Now, the rest of my talk is going to be about positive habits. I've talked before and written a lot about my daily routine, things I do every day. And I've made a chart. And I tick the things that I've done every day. And I don't insist that I get them all done by 10 a.m. But most of them happen between 5 a.m. and 10 a.m. every day, or they don't happen. And I don't beat myself up if I haven't done it every day or if I've missed a day, but I try not to miss a day because the regimen of the daily habit is really important if it's to be a habit that we instill. So here are mine. I write my musings column. I take a little time to spend with my novel, and sometimes that's rewriting a sentence, and sometimes it's writing for an hour, but I spend some time touching it every day, and that's really important. Sit-ups. I try to do 100 sit-ups every morning. That's really good for toning. It contributes to overall health, and it's quick and easy to do. I don't need to go to the gym to do it. And if I'm doing a short walk or long walk outside, doesn't matter, I still do the sit-ups. But it's easy to fall off the wagon and not do them. Or I'll do them after breakfast, or I'll do them after I have my coffee. Well, by the time you start filling your belly with things, doing the sit-ups isn't quite such an exciting thing to do. So I find if I do those before I eat, before I take my morning vitamin pill, before I have a glass of water, and I just get up and do it, is my best habit. And I like to do that. And I wouldn't encourage anyone to start off at 100. Start with 10, then work up to 15 or 20, and so on. Build up to your level that tests you a bit. And I find if I do sit-ups or crunches, I'm not sure the technical correct term for the way I do it, but if I do them fast and I do 100, it doesn't take very long. But wow, does that really get my motor going in the morning? I do a morning walk every morning. It started out as a walk before I write routine many years ago, but now I often will do some writing first and then go for a walk. And sometimes daylight and good lighting and good walking conditions are important too. In foul weather and snow and ice, I like to walk with good light so I can see where I'm going. I don't want to fall and hurt myself. But doing that morning walk, again, it's the fresh air, it's the exercise, it's the disconnecting from the phone and the keyboard and the texts and the emails and just getting out for a walk. Some days I'll do 2 hours. That's more often on a weekend or a holiday, but I try to stretch it out when I can. It contributes to overall health. It's a really good habit to get into and stay into, or any other kind of exercise regime. I have a folder of several things I read every day, pad of paper where I write out affirmations. I try to do those things on a daily basis and sort of ingrain that. It's perhaps just simple neuro-linguistic programming, but I find that if I'm writing something out, I look forward to achieving my goal. I look forward to losing my weight. I look forward to being better at something. Whatever the affirmation is, if I write it down, 25 times or 30 times, whatever it takes to fill a page, and I take that 5 minutes to do that, it's not like meditation. It's not a calming thing. It's a rote physical activity, and the brain gets busy and all kinds of things about the day ahead or the affirmation I'm writing about. It's really important. So I do that. I do a bit of inspirational reading, whether it's from a book or a magazine or an article or something that I've read before. I find it pumps me up. It gives me some things to think about. I write my affirmations and that's there. And I want to put a tick beside that one every day. Recording a video like this. I'm currently on a mission to do one every day. And I think I'm 23 days into my initial 30-day plan. So I'm keeping with that habit. It's polishing some rusty old skills, and it's a good thing to do. I'm enjoying doing it. Sending personal notes, writing notes or sending an email or making a phone call to someone I've been out of touch with for a while. I've got a long list of acquaintances and clients and former clients and prospective clients. But I'm not calling to drum up business. I'm calling to make connection, to reestablish connection. And I try to do a couple of those every day. And then make a note in my database, a schedule following up. So these are, if I haven't talked to somebody for a year, I don't want it to be another year till I talk to them again. So that kind of reinforcement. It's good for business, certainly, but it's good. It's a good habit for me, and it's really good to do. In my business, asking to meet with people, asking for an appointment, asking to talk to them about a piece of real estate, which is my field of work, or to interview them for one of my publications. Those are things that it's very easy to just shove aside. Well, I don't have time to do that today. But if I make the habit that there's that one thing I'll do every day, then I do it. And I have another column on my daily habits called BHAG. BHAG stands for Big, Hairy, Audacious Goal. And in my list of dream projects or dream clients or dream ideas, I've got a number of them. And I can't pursue them all. Most of them don't produce any revenue. They just produce some good. But they're things that are near and dear to my heart and want to do. And I don't have all day, every day to spend on these things. So I try to make a point each day of paying attention to one of them and trying to advance it, whether it's writing the letter or making the call or just spending some time thinking through that project or idea. So that's a whole bunch of rambling, but you can rewind it and listen to me again. I'm not saying that my habit making or habit breaking techniques are right for anyone else. They work for me. And your habit forming and habit eradicating tricks need to work for you. But I think everyone would agree that we all have some habits. Sometimes we say, well, that's a routine. That's just a daily routine. And we have all the daily routines of, feeding ourselves and personal hygiene and those things. And those are routines. They are habits because of what we do and when we do it, whether it's toileting or shaving, showering, bathing, those kinds of things. We do them at regimented times a day, usually connected with getting up and going to bed and meal times. We have those things. We don't have to think about them. We do them automatically. So why not take the repetitive nature, the repetition of things that we know those are good things. Eating is a good thing. Bathing is a good thing. Brushing your teeth is a good thing. These are things we do, and we don't think about them or have a list every day. We've got them ingrained as a habit in our behavior. So what about the other things we want to be more successful in our lives? Whether it's about our physical or mental health, or about our work, or business ambitions, or writing, or speaking, or whatever it is we're doing. Habits that we get into and keep get us there. And habits that are negative, destructive, or drag us down keep us from getting there. So it's simple but hard. The simple is have more good habits and stick with them. Find your bad habits, identify them, and eradicate them. Yeah, sure. ABC, just do it, do it, do it, do it. If there's something that should be a habit in your life, do it. If there's something that's a bad habit in your life, work hard to minimize it, reduce it. Call it by its bad habit name. get rid of it. Ask for help. Because a lot of the really bad habits, the really, really bad ones, substance abuse, things that are negative and harmful to ourselves, they're really tough to get rid of. They're tough to deal with. And most of us can't do it alone. So reach out for help with your bad habits. And reach out for somebody to be an accountability partner, someone that you can exchange ideas with and have conversations with, who'll say, okay, did you really walk every day, Mark? I mean, we need people in our lives who will help us reinforce things, whether that's an accountability partner or a friend or somebody we walk with or work out with. That's good. But a lot of the habits we need are very solitary personal habits. We can't hire somebody to look over our shoulder and be like the strong, disciplined grade school teacher who says, now you're going to do that over and over again, and then you're going to do this other thing. We need to reinforce our own good habits and seek the help and support of friends and colleagues who will help us purge the bad ones. That's my little rant on habits for the day. I'm going to wrap up now. My name is Mark Kolke. I hope you have a great day and you have good habits that you stick with. They will pay off. They really will. That's it for me for now. You have a great day. Bye-bye.